What do I like about him? He's probably one of the most captivating, dramatic, overly dramatic, cheesy. He just completely transcends right and wrong. He makes $80 million a year, which is more than Michael Jackson and Madonna combined. And that's how brilliant the guy is. He could sell anything. What he does is he gets people to... they just, in fact, 60 Minutes just ran an expose on him. I thought that was really bad. I was really in bad taste. I was really kind of broken up about it, and I wanted to call up old Bob and tell him everything was okay. But he gets people to call in and make these vows. And he sends envelopes, and it's such a brilliant thing. I mean, when you get an envelope in the mail and it has something to do with God, and you're, you know, and you're having hard times, that envelope is going to stare you in the face, and it's going to make some kind of impact, and you're going to send it back, and you're going to put money in it. And it works. It really works.
So you've given him money?
Well, I've made a vow. I haven't paid on it, you know, which isn't really the best example. But the reason why I sent away, the reason why I made a vow is to get him to send me things. Because he sends these neat little posters and stuff, and I kind of got a little altar going. So maybe I'm in this for the wrong reason, but I definitely feel the need to spread the word of Tilton.
So when did you start writing lyrics for the album?
A couple weeks ago. No, I've been working on it a lot, but it's kind of, I've made a conscious effort this time to spend a lot more time and spread it out over a longer period of time, because last time I wrote the lyrics really quick, and I mean, it worked and everything, but kind of all that, I don't know. I think the only way to really progress is to be ashamed of what you've just done, and it's maybe a strong word, but you got to do something completely different, and this album is going to be different. Lyrically, musically, everything. And it's hard to sit down, because when you sit down and write lyrics, you want to do it like you're doing a term paper. You want to get a pot of coffee and you want to get them over with. You want to get it out of your system. It's not fun. And what happens when you do that is, like, you end up writing a lot of, like, usually you're in a bad mood. Just by chance, you're in a bad mood, right? Never happens, you know. It's just, you know, just a fluke. You're in a bad mood and you sit down and write. And everything ends up sounding mad, which is great, but then you got a pretty mad album on your hands. And you need at least, you know, one or two other perspectives on the record. You know, that should definitely dominate, but you got to have some other things on there. So you get all that madness out of your system, all of the anger, and you're feeling pretty good, and then you watch some Tilton. Don't use any of this, man. What am I saying?
I like what you're saying. Well, is there anyone...
But yeah, then you got to spread it out. If you spread out what you're doing over a longer period of time, you'll get a million different perspectives, and it just makes for a more rounded, well-rounded, you know, rated G album.
Can you describe some of the situations under which you've written these new lyrics?
I took a lot from an L. Ron Hubbard personality test, and some from fortune cookies. I went out and bought like a lot of fortune cookies and took some lyrics for that. That's a real positive song. Another one, kind of inspired by this new neighborhood I moved into, just really white trash, disgusting neighborhood where all these creeps walk around, and I was kind of inspired by that, so I just sat in my car and watched people. Fell asleep, woke up, wrote some words. So there's one about that, and there's one about, there's a couple like character sketches about imaginary people. That's what the white trash one's about. It's about this real slob guy.
What are some of
kind of identify with him. What's another one about? I'm sorry. There's a few about sex. Can't really avoid that one. Yeah. For me right now, sex is a little kind of like music. You kind of got to get as far away from it as you can. And the farther away that sex is from sex, that's great. The better it is for sex. And I'm making some sense here, huh? So, yeah.
So at this point, are all the lyrics written, or are they sort of...
No, there's a couple that aren't. That I'll probably write in the studio. What else has inspired me? I'm sorry, I was totally on a certain train of thought.
That's okay. Why don't you pick some of the songs and
Try
we
it.
have the song done and explain how it evolved, how it started out lyrically,
Ooh.
and where it is now.
Well, most of the songs don't start out lyrically. They usually start out with a bass drum kind of thing. And there's usually like a keyboard thing that kind of comes over the top of it. And then maybe an idea of what it might be about. That's really, actually, I'm lying, man. That's the last thing. Words and a title. The title is absolutely the last thing. And to a lot of people, that's like the most important thing, like the title of the song. But usually our titles have nothing to do with anything. You know, title's supposed to be like a little exclamation point on the end of, you know, the sentence, and it's supposed to like sum everything up, but we kind of don't do that. But it's hard to tell because we're not sure what's going to go on the record yet. We're recording like 18 songs. We're going to make up different, like write up different scenarios for how the album might sound, or what different mixtures of different songs, and choose the best one. But there's a few cover songs. There might be a Dead Kennedys cover that goes on there. There might be a have you seen that movie Midnight Cowboy? Have you? The title track for that we're going to do. It's in like an instrumental thing. It's a great song. So we might put that on. What else? Commodore song might go on there. We've been doing a Commodore song for a while. We might re-record an old song. Or we have recorded it, but that might go on. We kind of don't know. It's a really old song called As the Worm Turns. And we're actually going to do 8 more versions of that song, Epic. Different remixed versions. We're going to have Hank Shockley come in, remix it a few times. No, we're not.
Who's Hank Shockley?
This rap dude. This total stud. Makes everything sound heavy.
Well,
have I answered anything?
Yes, you have. Are there different like styles or sounds that we're going to hear on the new album as opposed to the last one?
Well, I hope so. We're going really out of our way, and I think if anyone says that, you know, we're rehashing old ideas, that we're probably really just going to give up, because we're trying pretty hard. Not really like going out of, like, it's hard to say that it's conscious, but it happened. We wanted it to happen, and we've always like thought, gee, it'd be great to do this, or gee, it'd be great to do that, and never really kind of done it. Never really taken the step to doing it because we're really lazy, and we've kind of gotten over the sloth thing, and have just started to do things like that Midnight Cowboy thing. We've always wanted to do like an easy listening movie theme or something like that, and we're doing it now. And sounds so bad. Hey, we've always wanted to do these things, and now we're doing them. And no, I don't know what the deal is, but now I think we're in a position where we care a little less, and that's good because we're getting a little